Etsy is one of the best places to sell print-on-demand products, especially if you don't have an audience of adoring fans yet. But real Etsy success requires a solid strategy. My name is Elizabeth, and today I'll share a simple guide to help you succeed and actually make money on Etsy. In this guide, we'll cover the 3 things you need to think about when selling on Etsy: discoverability, conversion, and reputation. I've put together these Etsy tips to work for your existing Etsy business and if you're just starting out and need to learn the basics of Etsy for beginners. I've also linked a ton of in-depth resources in the description. First up, we have to talk about discoverability, which means making your Etsy shop easy to find. It's always the first hurdle sellers face and one you always have to work on. One of the best ways to stand out as an Etsy seller is to find a niche that isn't oversaturated. Focus on something specific that you have a passion for and that has a dedicated audience. It's best to go for things you already care about because that means you understand your customers and where to reach them. If you're super into surfing, you probably know other surfers, what they need, and what online forums or platforms they frequent. But knowing your audience isn't enough. There's a reason why you keep hearing about SEO, or search engine optimization. That's because it works. Think about what your potential customers are searching for and include those words and phrases in your titles, descriptions, and tags. So if your niche is t-shirts with fairy designs, you might want to include words like cottagecore and magical in your listing. We have a video tutorial and blog post explaining Etsy SEO in detail, which I've linked below. Once you show up in the search results, you need people to click. On Etsy, your main product photo is one of the most important factors in getting people to pick your listing. Make sure your images are high quality and really draw in the eye. This is also where you can use the keywords you found in the previous step. Search for them on Etsy and see what kinds of images your competitors use. Try to stand out with a different color scheme or aesthetic, but don't forget to keep your images in line with Etsy's policies. So, people are clicking on your listings. Now you need to convert those clicks into purchases. Keep in mind that Etsy's algorithms don't just consider listing clicks when deciding who to push to the top. Make sure your product matches what you're advertising and be honest and clear in your descriptions. If your SEO keywords promise something that your product doesn't deliver, it'll hurt your conversion rates. Let's say you decided to target the scented candle keyword, but you only sell unscented ones. Etsy shoppers might click on your listing, get disappointed when reading the product description, and leave. This would hurt your Etsy shop despite the click that you got initially. Even if your product fits the buyer's needs exactly, you still aren't guaranteed a sale. When someone finds your product, they need to make sure your brand is legit before they buy from you. I'm sure you've done it yourself, combed through reviews and checked every single picture. So make sure to build trust by including multiple images from different angles and highlighting key features of your product. If you're selling an embroidered hoodie, that would include the construction of the hood or design stitch close-ups. Okay, so there's one more component to getting a sale. A common question I hear is, how high should my prices be? Unfortunately, there's no perfect answer. It all depends on your niche and competition. You also have to consider taxes, shipping, and all potential fees. But don't worry, we have lessons and tools to help you, all linked below. In short, you want a sweet spot that covers your cost, attracts customers, and remains competitive. You might feel like the ultimate goal is to make a sale, but there's more to sustain Etsy success. Selling on a platform and relying on its algorithm means that bad reviews will hurt your store way more than if you had your own website. Remember that initial trust building you just did with product images? Now you need to maintain a good reputation. What drives reviews is the experience your customer has. So when selling print-on-demand items, partnering with a reliable supplier is essential to your store's success. At Printful, we work hard to keep your buyers happy with great product quality, reliable shipping times, and responsive customer support. Good reviews are important and valuable in their own right, but poor reviews can really hurt your Etsy store ranking. Another way to create trust is to build a brand presence and engage with your customers outside of Etsy. Use social media to foster a more trustworthy image online, or create an email list to keep in touch with your loyal customers directly. And yes, I really mean it about the email list. 60% of email subscribers make purchasing decisions from the emails they receive. I hope you found these tips helpful, whether you're a seasoned seller or just starting out. If you have any questions or want to share your own Etsy success tips, leave a comment below. We've got more Etsy tips coming soon, so make sure to subscribe, and in the meantime, happy selling.